Interesting. Sorry. Started a bit late here on Game 3 draft. It's a best of 3, Game 3, winner takes the series. Quintessential Quintuplets banning out Scion. I'm very surprised that we have not seen that at all today. At all tonight. Taewonnies sticking with the tried and true Malphite Rengar bans. They really don't want to see Jordan on that Rengar. Blitzcrank banned away as well. I like this adaptation from Quintessential Quintuplets, realizing that if they don't need to ban Malphite, because Taewonnies are just going to ban Malphite. We'll ban out the Graves from Quio, in case Quio decides to play jungle again. But I really did like the iteration of Taewonnies in Game 2. Even with Quio playing a champion like Xerath, you could just see how much agency, how much impact on the map he had compared to Sam. No offense to Sam. But you can just see how differently the team plays when you have your main man in the mid lane. Okay, Quintessential Quintuplets locking in the Draven for Hubert. Blind pick, first pick. Jhin and Kaisa are both up. Hubert was not feeling the Ezreal. So we'll have to see what Anthony decides to counterpick here. I think that I really don't see what's wrong with just going back to the Jhin. I mean, it worked. It's safe. Pick comfort. Let Quio be the insurance policy your team needs you to be. Let Quio take the main stage. If that's a Cassiopeia for Quio. Oh, okay. Unfortunate. Really thought that would be so cool. Anyway, Amumu again for Sammy Yoon in the jungle. Might just run back the same team comp because why not? Like they didn't ban any of the champions that they played last game. Garen is still open. Jhin is still open. I mean, Xerath is still open. Wondering if Chris will go back to the Alistar. Ah, Nautilus is open. We'll opt for the early pick on Nautilus. We really like the Nautilus. Point and click CC, auto attack, roots, tanky with the shield. Just so much utility. So much peel. So much engage. You can just do it all. Really liking that blind pick. We'll get counter picked by Alistar. I do like Alistar here as well. Alistar, a bit of a... I think Alistar is a bit of a self-counter pick. I don't think he's super good to Nautilus. Because normally Alistar is good into Blitzcrank. He's good into Pike. He's good into a lot of engaged champions. But the problem with Nautilus is that he can't... Actually... Because Alistar needs to walk on the other side of Nautilus, and if the Nautilus places right, the slow from the depth charge is actually, not the depth charge, but whatever it's called, the Riptide, the E, it's actually really hard for Alistar to get a useful headbutt off. Oh my gosh, hovering the Ezreal here. No way Anthony's playing Ezreal here. I am so surprised. Is Anthony playing AEC? He's really just picking whatever Hubert just played, to be honest. First, he picks Kaisa because he knows Kaisa's Hubert's a Kaisa main. He picks Jhin because Hubert just played Jhin. Now he picks Ezreal because they just played Ezreal. Meanwhile, I completely glossed over the Sejuani pick on Quintessential Quintuplets ban, as I should though, because Sejuani is a boring champion. I mean, Amumu is also kind of a boring champion, but I do like the ultimate. It's like a little grenade of engage. Yeah, okay, they shouldn't have banned Amumu because that Cassiopeia is supposed to be Amumu. Alawi ban here for Taewonnies. Interesting. I think they're just banning champions they don't want to see. I have no idea. I have no information on these players if they even play Alawi. So I'm fine seeing that. Okay with seeing that go away. Akali take it away. Probably from Quio or Sammy Yoon. Quio still hasn't picked his champion yet. Mid lane is still open. Might be looking for a counter pick on this red side. Could be very useful. Meanwhile, yeah, I'm not sure who's playing what role anymore, but you do have tanks still available in the top lane. You still have Garen available in the top lane. Taewonnies have options. Quintessential Quintuplets, they still have the Draven open if they want to come back. Or not Draven, Xin Zhao open if they want to go back top. Xin Zhao. Fiora is open, I guess. Urgot will be banned away. I like that. I think If Taewonnies pick Garen here, Woosung just might throw down a gauntlet and pick Fiora. Just, I don't think it's actually a good matchup for Fiora. Oh, I like that. If that's a Tristana mid for Quio, that is the definition of carry. Carry potential. Really want to see Quio on on the main on the main damage source. Put your best player forward. I like it. Makes a bit more sense now why Anthony picked Ezreal. Just try to be elusive, try to be safe. I still think Jin is better, but it's fine. Quintessential Quintuplets will pick Garen for themselves, taking that away from the top lane. Still not sure who's going to be even playing top lane. I don't even know who's going to be playing. He's playing Nautilus, because Nautilus is just played by everyone. High priority pick, to be honest. As we try to round out the comp here with a mid lane, counter pick this Tristana. LeBlanc is normally a counter pick, but pick Syndra. I think I think that's actually okay because if Declan is smart, or whoever, I imagine that's going to Declan. If Declan's smart, it's not too bad to just save your E to stun Tristana whenever she tries to go for an all-in with the rocket jump. Oh, the Mordekaiser in the top lane. I like that too. Really, honestly, the Garen would have made the team way too AD heavy. So we like to see the Mordekaiser, some magic damage in this comp. Taewonnies really just have a very safe comp. Mordekaiser, Amumu, Nautilus, Ezreal, Tristana, and I mean, no shortage of damage. Really just playing, keeping it stupid, keeping it simple. Quintessential Quintuplets has a bit more nuance to it. Alistar can be a hard champion to pilot, to be honest, against this team. Draven and Syndra really need to get that snowball. I mean, Syndra is more of a scaling champion nowadays, isn't she? But Draven Alistar against Ezreal Nautilus, I think Anthony definitely just picked Ezreal just to make sure he doesn't die to Draven, because while he does prefer Jin, Jin is immobile and can get run down by Draven really easily, especially if he misses his W. But Ezreal will be able to just Arcane Shift away while Nautilus just autos him and roots him. Like, it'll be fine. But we'll see. I have not seen Anthony play Ezreal in a while. So, really excited for this game. I'm just excited to be here, to be honest. So, really liking these comps. Declan, worth noting, back on back on back on his signature pick, the Syndra, has been played before in the bot lane. I'm not sure if he won, but we really do like to see people playing their signature champions. Because I mean, what else are we going to do in these in-houses? We want to see everyone playing their best. So, Sedge duty on the Quintessential Quintuplets. Garen duty as well. Keeping it simple as well. Try not overcomplicate things too much. But if I'm really looking at drafts, I am really favoring Taewonnies. I mean, with Quintessential Quintuplets in the early to mid game, you're really just trying to get this Draven ahead. I don't imagine like similarly with Annie and Sejuani. Um, Syndra doesn't apply Sejuani passive as well, and so I don't think the mid jungle synergy is as good as say a Mumu Tristana. The all-in potential from a Mumu Tristana is just way better. I think they just win every 2v2 fight in the mid jungle unless some crazy tower dive happens. But I mean, really all eyes on Hubert as well. I mean, just the main carry in this mid game until Declan can get online. But you never know. When you give players the signature picks like Declan on the Syndra, they become a bit of an X factor. Don't know what to expect. Maybe they'll just pop off. Maybe they're just that much better. Maybe he'll just put Quio into the ground. Oh, who knows? Top lane matchup. Tale as old as time. Garen versus Mordekaiser. Actually, one interesting interaction is that if Mordekaiser ults Alistar, I'm pretty sure Alistar can just ult out of it. So we'll see if that happens. Oh, wait a second. It's not Hubert on the Draven. They're putting Jordan on the Draven. Jordan with a very strong performance in game one and was honestly like one of the few rays of hope in game two on the Jarvan. Now put in the carry position on Draven. Hubert resigning himself to Sedge duty, retreats from the bot lane. Hunter back in the top lane on the Garen now, and Woosung back on support on this Alistar, inspired by Chris, because that's what brothers do, I guess. But yeah, I'm really really not sure now anymore because I have no idea how good Jordan is. Maybe Jordan just completely stomps this lane. But I still really favor Taewonnies comp. I really like the simplicity of it. I just don't know how to pilot it, a Syndra. Like the Syndra Sejuani versus the Tristana Amumu is going to be a matchup to think about as we go into this game. Talking about the bot lane matchup a bit more, I was talking a bit about like Alistar Nautilus. Pretty sure Alistar is not the greatest against Nautilus, but he'll suffice. And he'll serve a similar purpose that I was talking about in game two, where if Anthony's able to blend his poke with the mystic shots, like the W's and autos, it's not gonna be as like it won't feel as bad because of Alistar's passive. Just has a passive heal every wave, healing him and his ADC. So will help. Well, that will be uh, a nice luxury to have in the bot lane. But yeah, very explosive. Hopefully Anthony doesn't get caught lacking on his Ezreal. A flash headbutt pulverized from Woosung into a stand aside from Draven, and it might not even be able to flash. Won't have time to arcane shift or do anything. We'll see. And here we go. Pretty sure there were no role swaps for Taewonnies, but we'll have to see. hmm Yep. Sammy still on Mumu. Cobi still on the top lane. If they banned his Urgot, they took his Garen, but you left the Mordekaiser. He has three champions: Garen, Urgot, Mordekaiser, and I guess Malphite. But Malphite was banned, Urgot was banned. Stole the Garen, kept the Mordekaiser. Hunter now has the Ignite. Cheeky. Woosung also has SKT Alistar. Why does everyone have that? He doesn't have Ignite though. Opts for the Exhaust. I'm not sure if I agree with that. Especially when you're playing with the Draven, you really want to have as much all-in potential as possible. Exhausting the Ezreal will do something, but it won't be nothing. Wait a second! That's not Quio on Tristana. Wait a second. Quio still in a carry position on the Ezreal ADC. I guess this makes sense because I've never seen Anthony play Ezreal. But maybe it's Ezreal mid? Who knows? We'll have to see. We'll have to see when they go into lanes. But here we are in game 3. We got Hunter in the top lane, Hubert in the jungle, Declan in the mid lane, and Jordan and Woosung in the bot lane for the Quintessential Quintuplets. For Taewonnies, we have Cobi in the top lane, Sammy in the jungle, Anthony in the mid lane, and Quio and Chris bot lane. Game 3. This is for all the marbles for the season 2 opener. I am so excited. Quio might just have to show Hubert how it's done. Or maybe Hubert will have to show Quio how it's done. They're just playing each other's champions now. But yeah, super surprised to see Anthony not playing ADC. But I guess he's still playing ADC in a cringe way. Just playing mid. We'll have to see though, because I really liked Quio's map movement from game 2. I think that was a huge key to their success, uh, to get that FF early. So we'll have to see if Anthony is able to use this lead. Because normally Anthony, when I think of Anthony, I think of insurance pause. He plays safe. He tries to get a lead. He tries not to lose too much. We'll see if he has the killer instinct for mid lane, but more than that, we'll see if he has the macro to move to the side lanes like Quio was, to make these roams, to help his jungler on these skirmishes. Because as I was saying, like, Tristana and Amumu way stronger than Syndra, Sejuani, and so I really want the Taewonnies to abuse that to the maximum. Also super excited to see this Quio, not Quio, Chris finding the first hook onto Jordan there. We'll get a nice trade. Anthony gets the early level 2, will rocket jump forward with the explosive charge. Gets a nice trade off. We'll be trying to push the Syndra in, zone her off. Hopefully Anthony doesn't get ganked too much here as he's pushing him in, as Hunter gets a nice trade onto Cobi. Level 2 in the bot lane. Oh, a nice hook onto Jordan, and it just goes right past Woosung. It's not enough. If Chris had just ignited before that heal went through, that might have been a kill onto Jordan right now, before he even hit level 2. But it was a good hook. So I really like that. And as I was saying earlier, Declan needs to hold that E in this matchup, or else he's just gonna get rocket jumped on like that. So Anthony will be able to get a nice trade there. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Hunter really just abusing Cobi in these early levels, knowing Garen is stronger. Cobi able to palm on the turret though. Meanwhile, Woosung trying to hold on to this wave a bit, but they will lose a turret plating. Super surprised by how this bot lane is turning out so far. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Cobi uses the shield. We'll be able to heal up as well. It's a melee matchup, super volatile. I think Sammy, you might need to move up here. He's thinking about it. It is warded by Hunter, so we'll see how this plays out. It's moving around. Is anything happening in the bot lane? No. And Hunter sees Amumu coming. Sammy Yoon thinking that he's on his way. Opts not to, as he gets spotted by Hubert by the Scryer's Bloom. We'll get Arctic assaulted. Might be just dead here. Might just die. Solo to Hubert. Oh, a nice flash from Sammy Yoon. Flashes away from Hubert. Sam steals the kill though from his mid laner. Anthony moves to help him and it just gets the kill stolen. And Hunter able to rotate down, able to use his top lane priority to turn into a 3v2, able to get the kill onto Anthony as well. It's a 2-for-1 overall for in favor of the Quintessential Quintuplets. Lots of flashes used, but I really like that play from both teams, to be honest. Sammy Yoon a bit caught out, but it was a nice rotation there from Anthony at the start. Good flash from both junglers. Unlucky there for Hubert, to be honest. But Hunter, the big difference maker there, had the top lane priority from those early trades, able to move down before Cobi. Cobi's just stuck under his tower trying to collect that farm, so really like the map movement already. Sammy Yoon just getting bullied in the jungle as he tries to he gets the Rift Skull taken from him. It's 4 people collapsing on him at the Rift Herald, and Jordan just walks up for the last hit, gets the cash out on the Draven passive. That is huge for Quintessential Quintuplets, actually. Sammy Yoon already down 2 deaths. Might be getting a bit frustrated here in this early game. Amumu not a strong early game, to be honest. He really needs to be paired with that Tristana if he really wants to win any of these fights. But to be honest, 2v4, you're not winning that. Bot lane prio was just better there. It's going to pay off a lot in the long run. And like I said, Declan uses the E. We'll get rocket jumped by Tristana. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Cobi puts Hunter in the Death Realm. Hunter does not have level 6. It's actually a huge... it actually mattered so much because of that play earlier. When Hunter rotated to get those kills onto Anthony and Sam, he missed out on all that XP. So Cobi able to hit level 6 first. And Cobi, very smart, able to use those inches of advantage over Hunter. Able to get that solo kill in the top lane. Very smart. Really solid play all around from both teams so far. It's a close game. 3-2, a slight goal lead for the Quintessential Quintuplets. 300 gold lead by the 1 kill. And Chris! A nice hook onto Draven, but might not be enough. The Mystic Shot doesn't quite connect, but Woosung taking a lot of damage now. Will be just taken down to half health, and Chris just walks away, mostly unscathed, thanks to that shield. But here comes Hubert. Here comes Hubert, but here comes Sammy right behind him. Oh no! Hubert taking down to half health. A nice headbutt pulverized by Woosung will knock up 2, but Quio is untouched. Quio is just slinging spells forward. One more auto. Well, doesn't connect. The Mystic Shot is tanked by Hubert as Woosung flashes behind. Quio not able to get that kill as he flashes forward. It is a close one. No kills in the bot lane in the 3v3. Oh, this is game 3. Is really living up to the hype in these first few minutes. I'm really so happy that both teams have seemed to found their comfort zone and are just going for these plays, trying to just hands diff the other team. A nice retreat there, nice block from Woosung as well. Huge peel onto the double headbutt pulverize. May have meant life or death for Hubert there. So as we take the reset, this top lane matchup looking like it's swinging a bit in Cobi's favor. Meanwhile, oh my gosh, Tristana mid is so oppressive against Syndra at these early levels. Declan does have the ultimate. Not Cobi. Anthony does need to be aware of that. Needs to be afraid that he might just get bursted if he flies too close to the sun. But Declan will just reset. Anthony will opt to just go for these turret platings. As Declan teleports in. Anthony rocket jumping away for a nice reset of his own. I'm still surprised at the lack of jungle attention in the top lane, but I'm not complaining. I mean, that 3v3 in the bot lane was also... I mean, it wasn't fruitful in the end, but it was very exciting for us viewers. Sammy has vision of the Rift Herald, knows that it's still up. I'm not sure if he knows that Quio is on the bot side, but... Smart warding, smart vision. Oh, as Hunter not able to get that Q off. Just take an item check real quick. No one's super far ahead, like I said. Gold is very close to even. Only about 100 gold separate the two teams. No one with a mythic, no one with a legendary item yet. Tier is stacking. Draven did get Jordan got the early serrated Dirk for the nice burst damage. But wait, hold that thought. Cobi is going to use the ultimate here onto Hunter. He's just going to be able to kill him. Sammy Yoon's there, but it doesn't even matter. Meanwhile, Woosung going for a bit of a headbutt pulverized. Dragon getting stuck under the tower as Jordan arrives, but will not be able to stick onto them for as long. But here comes Declan, able to roam here. His first to roam. Anthony is still stuck in mid lane. A huge roam from the mid lane, actually. Declan able to use the ult, gets Quio, and 3v1. Nautilus is not able to get away. Gets a 2-for-0 in the bot lane. I love that map rotation there from Declan. But a decent response here from Sam and Hunter. Will be just taking this taking this Rift Herald. But yeah, unfortunately for the Taewonnies, Draven will get the shutdown. So one of the main goals of this was to make sure that Draven can't get these cash outs, but here we go. Here comes the Amumu Tristana. It might just be a free kill here onto Declan as both ultimates are used to shut down Declan. Oh, I didn't even realize he had a shutdown. Unfortunate for the Quintessential Quintuplets. Anthony able to get one back. And Sam also smartly using the Rift Herald mid while he's dead. Hubert is forced to cover. I would really like to see what Sammy does here with his tempo as Hubert is stuck in the mid lane. We'll just go back mid. I'm not sure if I agree with his tower dive. Hubert stepping up a bit. Sammy Yoon looking for a bandage toss. Arctic Assault is short. That was so weird. Or maybe it was just buffered by Anthony. Very smart. In any case, no fighting in the mid lane. Yeah, I don't think there's too much Sam could have done with that tempo there. I mean, Raptors had just respawned. Doesn't have bot lane prior for this Drake, but he could have went bot lane for a gank. But we'll see. As he opts to... He's thinking about going through the tri-bush. Doesn't know that he's on vision on that river ward. Might have stalled for a few seconds, but a few seconds might just be all that the Quintessential Quintuplets needs. As Woosung able to get a 3-man headbutt pulverized. And here comes Hubert. These seconds matter, Sammy Yoon. As Jordan gets one. He'll get two. Another cash out. Double kill for Jordan. And oh my gosh, just that hesitation actually could have meant the difference between a successful gank and a failed one. As Quio might just get tower dived. He dies to Draven from the tower. Woosung taking the turret really nicely there. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Declan uses the ultimate, but isn't able to quite kill Anthony there. Anthony has to be scared for his life because they don't know where Sejuani is. I don't think Anthony knows that Sejuani is looking to this gank here. Oh, and Anthony rocket jumps forward, but here comes the flash by Anthony. A nice flash! Will be able to sidestep. Dark Assault. Oh, he gets the reset of the rocket jump. Oh, but he takes the tower shot. He will go down. It goes to Sejuani, but a nice display of mechanics there for Tristana. Just barely in the tower range. It's so close. It was so almost so cool from the ADC turn mid laner. But a nice gank there from Hubert. I really like keeping the pressure on in this game. Goes bot lane, gets his Draven a triple kill, goes mid lane, gets Declan. Well, he doesn't get Declan a kill, but is able to get a 1-for-1 to balance it out. So, Quintessential Quintuplets definitely getting a bit of a lead here, especially on the back of that Draven. But it's definitely not as one-sided as the first two games were. Hunter, fearing for his life, has to flash away under tower. Knows that Cobi can just ult and just kill him. Meanwhile, because Hubert had to stay for that mid lane play, he had to reset late. And so Sammy Yoon is just able to come back with the bot lane and take the first drake of the game. Meanwhile, Cobi might be getting a little too overconfident here, taking a tower shot there. But it's alright. He's forced Garen under the tower. Has a solid CS advantage, has the Riley's Crystal Scepter for himself. But here comes Sejuani. Cobi knows that his ward has been taken out though, so he will be backing off a bit. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, Anthony with a roam of his own will be just trying to hit Woosung, but Woosung just says, "What the heck are you doing? I just ulted and take no damage." And so it was a nice hook, it was a nice roam, it was a nice attempt at a 4-man, but focusing Woosung here was not the play. But Woosung decides to go back in. I don't know why he did that. He has no ultimate. Woosung. There are 4 people there, and now your Draven's left all alone to get depth charged by Chris. Chris, oh my gosh, my eyes! He hooks the wall, and Sammy Yoon flash Qs into Narnia. Jordan will just walk away unscathed. Does have to burn his own flash, but may not have been in as much danger as he thought he was. Still, a nice 1-for-0 in the bot lane. Bit of a misstep there by Woosung, trying to contest that Tri-Bush Wood. But it's alright, they still have the gold advantage. Draven does have a nice shutdown though. So if the Taewonnies can just kill Draven, that's just going to be the gold lead. They're going to be ahead. But game 3 really living up to the hype. Very close so far. Cobi definitely just has like a 300 gold lead for himself in the top lane with all the actually he hasn't taken any plates actually, but with the CS advantage and the kill up might just be enough. Bot lane, Quio and his Ezreal unfortunately not doing too hot right now, but I do like how they're playing. Sometimes it's not about the stats, it's about the confidence. And I really like how Chris keeps going for these hooks. And same for the other team, to be honest. It's like I really like seeing Jordan, Woosung trying to find these engages, trying to snowball this lead. And it's worked out well for them so far. As Cobi ults Hunter. But Hunter's got to stand on the turret, but here comes Sammy Yoon. They might look for a potential tower dive here. Sammy Yoon going the long way, going through the Tri-Bush as Cobi smartly waiting to push this wave in. And here comes the crash, and Sammy Yoon actually is just going for the grump. I thought he was going to go for the gank. Meanwhile, speaking of ganks in the mid lane, oh, nice buffer from the rocket jump by Anthony. Gets hit by the Arctic Assault, but the rocket jump buffer allows him to get away for free. Very smart. Another gank foiled by the Tristana rocket jump. Sejuani and Amumu both on the top side. Both top laners looking low. Declan on the rotation. Anthony's too slow to move. Will be a 3v2 temporarily. And here comes Hubert. We'll find the Glacial Prison onto Cobi, and and Hunter is just going to be able to ult him. But meanwhile, in the bot lane, a nice hook. Jordan might have stepped up a bit too far, but oh my gosh, Jordan does so much damage. Those Draven axes just win the trade in a mere 2 autos. Quio taking down to half health has to be careful. Meanwhile, a bit of a skirmish there at the Riftail, but doesn't lead to much. Another hook attempt by Shady Water, but here comes Anthony. The Death Charge goes on to the Draven, but Draven will just run away and heal and just walk away for free. Alistar just completely thwarts any attempt at a tower dive or any attempt at a kill on this Draven. They know that he is the guy to kill, and Woosung knows that he is the guy to protect. Jordan lives with just less than 100 HP. But here comes Anthony, coming back for round 2. Might just look to kill the tower with the aftershock as Woosung is stuck. But here comes Declan. Declan gets the stun over the wall, but is able to find the ult onto Anthony, but Anthony doesn't die. Woosung is still alive, by the way. Had his ult ticking this entire time. If they don't kill Woosung fast enough, Jordan's gonna be able to come back and turn this around. As a nice headbutt pulverized onto the 2 carries by Woosung. Woosung is still alive. The passive keeps him alive for just a bit longer, but it's a 2-for-1. Overall, Syndra able to get 2 kills. Jordan is here. They're out of time. Quio running for the hills. He knows that he can't afford to give any more kills onto this Draven. And Syndra, Declan, nice follow on the rotation. Able to get 2 kills for himself as well. Unfortunately, that means he will have to lose this tower. So bot and mid tower go over to Taewonnies, but 2 for 1. Overall for the Quintessential Quintuplets. It's about a 2k gold lead. Sammy Yoon might be caught here, but will just bandage toss over to the Drake. But oh my gosh, over to the Drake and right into the arms of Draven. But Sammy Yoon is doing a lot of damage actually. That's kind of what the heck. But yeah, Jordan's gonna get another kill. This Draven is a bit of a problem. 6-0, has the Triforce, has the Serrated Dirk. Is basically the entire gold advantage for Quintessential Quintuplets right now. But to be honest, those are the best kinds of games, because that just means Taewonnies need to do all they can to try and kill that man, and Quintessential Quintuplets need to do all they can to make sure that doesn't happen. So team fights should be very focused around this Draven. Keep your eyes on Jordan. Meanwhile, in the top lane, just like literally not like these guys are just hitting each other back and forth. Hunter forced a flash there as he exits the Death Realm. Will be able to live another day. But Cobi definitely showing his dominance in this matchup. A whole level up, whole 20 CS up. As soon as Cobi gets a mythic, it might just be over. Anthony looking to try and help knock down this top turret, but I'm not sure if I agree with his map rotation. It lets Declan hit the mid turret for free, and Hubert is there to stop it. Really wants to get the aftershock. Hubert should just be able to walk it off. Oh, but he's opting to fight. They want this 2v2 actually. Mordekaiser, Tristana versus Garen, Sejuani. I'm not sure they win this. Actually, oh, Anthony able to use the buster shot to get away from Garen. And Anthony leaps forward, but the Radiant Virtue healing allows Sejuani to live, allows Garen to live. And Garen, Hunter, able to get a double kill, spin to win. Oh, that Radiant Virtue healing was everything from Hubert. But here comes Sammy Yoon. Oh my gosh, the flash bandage toss will follow all the way. Will he be able to pick up this kill? He doesn't have ultimate. He doesn't have ultimate. I was waiting for it, but the demonic embrace burn will be enough. But Declan will teleport top. Will be able to kill Quio. Will be able to kill Quio in this top lane. But here comes Chris. Chris able to find a follow up onto Garen. Amumu enough burn damage to kill them off as well. But Declan is still alive. He's still standing. No one's going to get this turret. Meanwhile, while this is all going on, everyone from Taewonnies is going to the top lane. Draven is just running down mid, taking down his turret with Woosung. This macro decision might just be the end of them, as Draven just gets almost two turrets. Yeah, just gets 2 turrets for free completely. They find a few kills top lane. They get 2 kills top lane. For what? For 3? I think for 3. 2 for 3 in favor of Quintessential Quintuplets, but also they get 2 towers and Taewonnies get nothing. That is so smart by Chris. He warded. He saw that Jordan and Woosung were recalling together, but noticed that Jordan was recalling sooner, and so he just waits the hook, waits until Daddy's gone, and, and just hooks him. But unfortunately, it's just a supportal combat. There's no one else there to deal the damage. But you know, shoutouts to Chris though. As we get a Hextech Rift. One Drake apiece in this game. The Taewonnies are playing well, but their macro decisions are just falling a bit short here. Maybe a symptom of Quio not being in the mid lane. As Anthony goes for this kill on the bot lane. The depth charge is good onto Draven, but Buster shots him away. Might actually have been damning. The exhaust was also good from Woosung, allows Draven to live. I'm sorry for ever doubting the exhaust pick. And Declan is here. Gosh, they just can't kill this Draven. I mean, the point and click CC from Nautilus is just not enough. Because that exhaust from Woosung is actually huge. Declan finding a Q over the wall. No vision. Very impressive. Chris gonna have to reset before this Drake spawns, and Sammy finds a bandage shots over the wall. But why do they keep focusing the Alistar? Can they kill him in time? The bandage shots goes wide, but it doesn't matter. Anthony will be able to kill Woosung before any reinforcements arrive. We're not gonna have a repeat of what happened in the bot lane. Meanwhile, top lane is just not. It's completely the same. Like, Cobi has teleport, but he's not using it. Opting to just stay locked in this 1v1 for eternity. Lore accurate Mordekaiser, I guess. I don't know. But the Drake is up. Both teams opting to play for this mid push first, though. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Hunter actually getting a lot of damage out. Has the Stride Breaker now. Cobi still doesn't have too much AP. He only has the Rylai's Crystal Scepter. He doesn't have the Jack Shows either. I think Cobi needs to reset. He has to be sitting on a lot of gold. But still opting to take this fight. He might just die for it though. Oh no, Cobi might just die for this fight. Gets ignited. Has to flash away. Meanwhile, on the rest of the map, the Taewonnies start up the Drake. Will pull it out. Chris on half health. Quio waiting in the shadows. Waiting in the brush. It gets spotted out by Hubert. Hubert looking for this steal, I guess. But to be honest, I really think they should just commit to a fight. Oh my gosh, Taewonnies don't know how to juggle the Drake aggro. It resets a bit. Back on vision, and Hubert goes in. They're going for the full engage, and Woosung gets the headbutt, gets the pulverize. They get the Drake steal, and oh my gosh, it's a disaster. Declan just ults onto Anthony. Anthony's still alive for now, and Quio with an arcane barrage. But here comes Cobi. Finally, some participation from the top players in this game. And look, it's going to be the difference maker. He takes down Declan, gets a shutdown onto Declan. Sammy still alive, doing his best Woosung impression, and Hubert also still alive. Draven will be able to get shut down to Ezreal, and oh no, he gets a shut down to Amumu. There's just no more damage. I don't know if it's enough, but Anthony's teleporting in. What the Mordekaiser just gets a double kill, is able to just live, and Tristana, Anthony teleports in, gets the flashes in for that shutdown onto Draven. It's a 4 for 4. Oh my goodness, what a bloodbath. I love these team fights. Oh my gosh. You know, I said, finally, Cobi makes his appearance. He didn't use teleport, he just walks down from the top lane. But because he walked down, Hunter's just able to get so many turrets. He's able to get 3 turrets in Cobi's absence. And so, a 4 for 4, but that's definitely a loss for Taewonnies, considering, you know, that they lost the Drake, they lost 3 turrets. And they got the shutdown onto Declan, onto Draven. So we'll see how it might even out a bit, but definitely affects the map pressure. I mean, when you lose towers like that, you lose space to work with. You lose the safety net that you really need to make these plays off of. And so Anthony though did get both shutdowns, I think. So now has an avoid quick blades, will be doing a lot of damage in these team fights. Meanwhile, Oh my gosh, Jordan has 3 items to his name already. Collector, Lord Dominix, and Triforce. He even has a Quicksilver Sash in case Mordekaiser ever decides to try and take him out of the fight. And meanwhile, speaking of Mordekaiser, does take him out of the fight. He uses the Quicksilver Sash, but he's already taken down to half health. And a nice type of pulverize from Woosung. Another shutdown. Coming off the back of Sammy Yoon with a nice bandage toss, and Declan uses the Zodias with his dying breath, able to get the ult off onto Quio. Will go down. Meanwhile, they win the 2v1. They win the 4v4. It's a 2-for-1 in favor of Taewonnies. They get the mid push. They keep their hopes in the game alive. Tristana is split pushing top. Garen is split pushing bot. Not sure if it's a bit of a base race. Hunter is backing though, because he recognizes that Cobi is just a bit too much of a menace on his Mordekaiser. He's a bit too much of a problem. Hunter, though, opting to go for this top lane, knows that he needs to keep these side lanes in check. Otherwise, Tristana will just be able to run down their base just as he did. So, but here comes Tristana rotating for the top lane, getting some nice pop shots onto Hubert. But you know, Sejuani's not gonna matter too much. Not gonna care too much. But man, that was a great team fight. Lots of great plays there. Woosung again. Just this Alistar able to get a nice Hubert pulverize. As Hunter interrupts Sam's back, is getting run down a bit, but recognizes he's going a bit deep, doesn't know where the rest of Taewonnies are. We'll just back off. Sam, no. We'll just take the few seconds lost in tempo. But yeah, lots of epic moments in that fight. Declan with the Zhonya's flash ult onto Quio. And Sammy Yoon able to find a bandage toss. Another shutdown from the Draven. Draven no longer has a shutdown. We would have liked to see that shutdown go on to someone like Ezreal, Mordekaiser, or Tristana. But, you know, gold is gold. All that being said, the Quintessential Quintuplets do stand at about a 3.5k gold lead. But as the game goes on, it really doesn't matter how much the gold is. It's how much gold you think you have. I think Quintessential Quintuplets knows they're in the lead though, as they're collapsing on Cobi in the mid lane. And Cobi might just die here for free. The rest of Taewonnies are positioned around the Drake. So now it's a 4v5 situation. Only the ult is used by Sejuani. The ult is used by Garen as well, but Sammy Yoon with a huge 3-man ult in the backline. Woosung able to headbutt him away. Meanwhile, Quio just gets run down by Garen. It's such a messy team fight, and oh my gosh! Dude, it's literally what I was saying earlier. Tristana needs, Syndra needs to save her Scatter of the Weak for when Tristana rocket jumps to interrupt it. And it was, throughout the landing phase, he was just using it and letting Tristana rocket jump for free, but right when it matters most, right when the Drake spawns for this team fight, Declan able to interrupt the rocket jump, and Anthony just goes down without a fight. Like, it's a 4-0, I think, for the Quintessential Quintuplets, and they're running away with it a bit as they extend their gold lead to 7k. 6k, 7k. And they're going to start up the Baron. They're going to take the Drake. They're going to put themselves at soul point. They're going to start the Drake. And it's not going to be much of contention here because Sammy Yoon is not up for another 6 seconds. So this is just going to be a free Baron, all members alive. And just incredible team fighting from the Quintessential Quintuplets. They take the reset. Has to be so frustrating for Quio. You know, these team fights are so messy, it's hard to be coordinated. And Hunter is just running him in the back line. Like, he's able to arcane shift over the wall, but he already took so much damage, and no one's there to peel for him for the rest of that fight. So he just goes down as well. I would like to see a bit more coordination from the Taewonnies, but I can't really blame them, especially when they lost one mid. But speaking of losing one, pretty sure Hunter is just going to die here, but not before Anthony just dies. Anthony just rocket jumps forward, thinks that they can burst him down, and Garen is still alive, actually. Will be able to do a bit more damage before he finally falls. If he falls, why is no one killing him? Okay, thank you, Chris, with a nice dredge line to secure that kill. Get some gold into Quio's pocket, but Anthony, why? What was that, man? Like, walking into melee range for that, just allowing Hunter to get the Garen for free. It's a 1-for-1 unnecessarily. It should have just been a free pick. But at least that's one Baron buff. That's one less Baron buff to have to worry about. A 1-for-1. It's not the worst thing in the world, I guess. But they do lose a bit of tempo. No inhibs have been taken yet. Even though the top inhib tower has been gone for a long time, they still haven't taken the top inhib. And oh my gosh, Woosung sees him. They smell blood. The Glacial Prison doesn't quite connect onto Cobi. But Cobi, oh my gosh, tries to sidestep the W. But oh, here comes Sammy Yoon. We'll find a two-man ultimate, maybe three. And Anthony just rocket jumps in, tries to stat check Jordan, but Jordan is just so strong. We'll just kill Anthony before Anthony can even explode an explosive charge. Meanwhile, still no one is dead left. No one is yet dead in this fight. But two more go down. Sejuani and Alistar go down to 2 tanks for the Quintessential Quintuplets. But the carries are alive. Jordan is still alive. We'll finally go down to the Nautilus. And oh my gosh, it is just, these team fights are so bloody. Anthony goes down early, thinking he can stat check the Draven. Needs to play a bit more patient, needs to wait for the depth charge from Chris. If he had just been a bit more coordinated, they probably could have gotten the Draven. But unfortunately, Tristana goes down early in the fight, and Draven is just allowed to free fire in the backline. But we cannot underestimate how much damage Mordekaiser and Sammy Yoon are doing, as Quio as well. And so they were able to take out the front line, so leaves Jordan just exposed to die to solo to Chris. So another bloodbath in that top lane fight. They will get an objective bounty in the mid lane. Meanwhile, Anthony probably recognizing that they can't kill Garen without any hard CC, so he's just going for the cannon minion. Let's Hunter take the inhib tower. Hunter will just run away. Hunter really has not been in any of these team fights. His KP has to be so low comparatively. I mean, yeah, this is 29 kills, and he only has 8 kill participation. I mean, maybe that's being a bit harsh. He is doing a great job for his team, a great service. There's only 3 turrets left on the side of Taewonnies. And to be honest, the Quintessential Quintuplets have been doing fine without him. So, really leaning into that role. Got the hull breaker early. Just eating these towers for breakfast. Meanwhile, Taewonnies seem a bit lost on what to do. They see that the Drake's spawning, so they're trying to get the mid push. And it seems to be a bit of a skirmish. Sky of the Week and Headbutt are used for a bit of disengage to buy a bit more time before this fight starts. The Taewonnies are trying to find entrance into the Drake pit, but they're spotted by Scryer's Bloom. Will get hit by another Sky of the Week. Quio and Anthony in the back line. Woosung is in the middle of all of them. Finds the headbutt onto Mordekaiser is enough to allow Draven to get the kill, but Woosung is still alive. Will be able to use the ultimate. Anthony rocket jumps in, will be able to finish the job, but that is just so much. That is so many auto attacks. You're just laying into Alistar, no one else. But Anthony goes, rocket jumps in the back line, tries to make the hero play, but he just doesn't have the damage. You're not an assassin, and guess what? You have a Garen in your base. Hunter just says, thanks for the team fight. It is a free Nexus, and thank you for game 3. The Quintessential Quintuplets win the series. What a great game.